In the past 2 months, the NBA narrative has shifted from a league that's in decline to now potentially giving us one of the best playoffs we've had in decades. From storylines that impact the GOAT debate to the next generation putting their stamp on NBA legacy, the way things played out couldn't have been any better for fans. We didn't want Warriors-Lakers in the first round. Nuggets-Clippers has the potential to be an all-time series. If the Warriors get the Rockets, they can absolutely knock them out. And if OKC lands the Grizzlies, that's not going to be an easy series for the Thunder. The East, however, much more straightforward, as we know we're headed towards the Celtics-Cavs conference finals, barring any injuries. So let's jump into it. Now, the first matchup we're going to talk about in the Clippers-Nuggets is the one that I'm the least sure about. The Clippers are on a roll right now. They're on a tear. Kawhi Leonard is the Terminator. And with James Harden playing so well, Ty Lue coaching, it really feels like this might be the year that we just don't expect it to happen. The Clippers come out of nowhere and snag a championship. But when you look back in history, it would make sense if you were to look at these Clippers and think, hey, they never did anything. But then there was that one year they were all just statistically happened to all be healthy at the same time, and they made a crazy deep run, or they won the championship. But therein lies the key. Statistically, they're going to get injured before they even get there. So we'll see how it plays out. I don't know why, but I feel like these two teams have a lot of animosity towards each other. I feel like they just don't like each other. But then again, they haven't played each other in the playoffs since 2020. And that is where the Clippers blew a 3-1 lead against the Nuggets. So maybe that's where I draw the drama from. But this is a great chance for those Clippers to get back at the Nuggets. And even though the Nuggets are reeling, even though they're playing terribly right now, their coach just got fired. It seems like they're in disarray. They have Jokic. And Jokic is playing out of his mind, maybe having the greatest season of all time. And we know he takes it up a notch in the playoffs. So if Jokic is somehow able to just conjure up his frustrations, his anger, and just puts it all together for just an all-time series, the Clippers might just be victims to whatever he puts out there. Or it is possible the situation is so bad that Jokic just plays terribly because he knows he just wants to get back to Europe and hang out with his horses. Horses have really big ding-dongs. Big ol'. This coffee's hitting different today, boys. But that's what makes this series so interesting. You have the Nuggets who are potentially playing to keep Jokic there because a lot of people are saying this dude might ask for a trade if things fall apart here in the playoffs. Drink your water. And then you have the Clippers who definitely want revenge for that 3-1 lead they blew 5 years ago, so this could be very interesting. Or one of these teams could end up blowing out the other. It's a reality that both the Nuggets and the Clippers can be the best in the league when they're playing at their best, but then when they're not, they're just middle of the pack. My prediction here is a 7-game series that goes 4-3 Clippers. I just think the Nuggets are falling apart. Murray's not fully healthy, and I'm not really sure they're going to be able to put together against a team in the Clippers right now who are firing on all cylinders. Essentially, it's going to come down to James Harden and Kawhi Leonard's health versus Jokic's gas tank, and I just think they're going to outlast them. Hit that subscription button and turn on notifications. Now, the Wolves-Lakers, that is absolutely crazy because the reality is the Wolves are not a real 6 seed. They are very good. Once they got things going with Julius Randle, they have officially put themselves on the map as a title contender, and they are a real threat to winning this series. And I know we're all getting flashbacks to Luka hitting that 3 on Gobert in the playoffs last year, but this is a different series. I'm a firm believer in Anthony Edwards, and I truly believe he's going to take that next step at some point. He's going to be the face of the league. He's going to be that next player to kind of take on that Kobe Michael archetype, and at some point his journey, his legend has to start, and I feel like this just might be the year. And it is a pretty interesting matchup when you think about it from a size perspective. The Wolves, they're a pretty big team. They have Naz Reid, they have Gobert, they're pretty much giants. And the interesting thing about the Lakers is that they're not exactly a tall team. I mean, it seems like Jackson Hayes is their only actual center, but they have positional size across the board from point guard to forward. It seems like all their players are all at least 6'6", which is a major advantage. We're going to see both LeBron and Luka play together, two players who can essentially control an entire series by themselves, as we saw Luka do last year, as we've seen LeBron do numerous times as he's dragged his team to the finals. And I can't help but think there's just no way that these two players together are going to lose a series when the players around them, especially when they have someone like Austin Reeves playing as well as he is, their level of IQ, and with Luka's motivation to prove the Mavericks wrong as soon as possible, I just don't see them going down to a team as young as the Wolves. And yes, the Wolves do have some key veteran players, but their most important player is still only 23 years old. And to outplay both Luka and LeBron might just be too tall of an order for someone his age. My prediction here is another 7-game series that's going to go the Lakers' way 4-3. And again, I think it's going to be an extremely hard-fought series, but I think LeBron, Luka, they're going to be able to figure out whatever the Wolves throw at them, and they're just going to be too much to overcome, especially with that home court advantage. Luka and LeBron, they're also just so motivated. Luka wants to just destroy the Mavericks' soul by winning a championship this year, and LeBron knows if he gets that 5th championship this year, LeBron lovers are never going to let it down. They're going to be screaming GOAT forever. Now, the Bucks and the Pacers has the potential to go either way here because I'm not sure the Bucks are good enough to outlast a team like the Pacers over a 7-game series without Dame Lillard. But at the same time, just like we said about Jokic, Giannis is having a career year. I mean, he's averaging, 30 plus points on 60% shooting with like 12 rebounds a game. That's ridiculous. That's unheard of. And if he takes his game to another level in these these playoffs, the Pacers could end up just being victim to an all-time series from an all-time great player. Or it's possible Giannis just runs out of gas. If Dame doesn't come back soon enough, Giannis could have to do too much, and the Pacers are not that bad of a team. They're a genuinely good team. A lot of people are riding on that early season narrative where Tyrese Halliburton was just playing horribly, but he's generally picked it up right now. I think he's fully healthy, and the Pacers are rolling. I think the dark horse for this series, the secret sauce, is going to be Kevin Porter Jr. If you haven't noticed, 4 out of his last 5 games, he's scored 20 or more points, which means he's starting to find his comfort zone there on that team with Dame Lillard out. When you have a player like Dame who takes a lot of shots, when he gets injured, there's a lot of opportunity there, and Kevin Porter Jr. is making the most of it. I'm predicting another 7-game series here. I feel like if Dame does come back, it's going to be towards the end of the series, and even if he does, it's going to take a few games for him to get his legs underneath him. Giannis at some point has to feel like he's being disrespected. I mean, this man, again, is putting up a once-in-a-generation stat line here, and we don't ever talk about him. All we talk about is Jokic, SGA, and LeBron. And as we talk about in this video right here, if Giannis wins a championship, he's going to push himself into the top 10. If that man has 2 chips, 2 MVPs, I mean, I don't know how, move over Larry Bird. And you can say the exact same thing about Jokic. If either of these guys manages to take their team to the finals and win this year, they are in the top 10. And even though Halliburton's playing so much better, the team is playing well, I just feel that Giannis is just playing out of his mind right now, and he's going to put together an all-time series, and we're going to see the Bucks win 4-3. And then we have the Knicks and the Pistons, which should be a good matchup because we have the Knicks, who should technically beat the brakes off the Pistons because the Knicks are supposed to be a really good team, and the Pistons are a team that are playing way above their pay grade. But if you've been watching the Knicks this year, you know they don't win games against the good teams in the East, and so it'll be interesting to see if they falter here against the Pistons, because there is absolutely no pressure on the Pistons at all here. I mean, they are not supposed to be here. They're way ahead of schedule. They won like 11 games last year, and all the pressure in reality is on the Knicks. Tom Thibodeau could be fired if this goes terribly. Karl Anthony Towns, while a great player, a great person, just has seemingly underachieved, you know, his expectations no matter where he goes. And if not this year, then when? If you can't take this step this year when your team needs you more than ever, then I'm not sure if he's going to really ever be able to do it. And on top of that, this whole playoff series is just a chance for Cade Cunningham to get free experience, for him to grow as a player and be even better next year. And I, again, am going with the 7-game series here. I think the Knicks are going to take it. I just think they're a little bit too good for the Pistons. I mean, really too good for the Pistons, but I do feel that anxiety, that nervousness that's going to be hanging over the Knicks for this entire first series, but I do think they'll get it done, and the Pistons will play well. They're going to play above their means. They're going to feel really good going into next season. I'll be dropping a part 2 to this video once the play-in tournament wraps up and we know the exact seedings for those other matchups. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Am I crazy for thinking that all of these series could go 7 games? And if you don't, where did I go wrong? Which series do you think is going to wrap up even quicker? Because I'll be honest, I can't remember the last time we had this many good matchups. I mean, I genuinely feel any team can knock off any other team. I mean, even if the Grizzlies end up with the 8th seed, they could technically knock off the OKC. I mean, it's not unheard of. The Grizzlies aren't a terrible team. We'll get there. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. I'll drop that video. I appreciate you watching. All right, that's enough yapping for today. Almost every one of my channel's viewers is not subscribed to the channel. Do me a huge favor and hit that subscription button. We're trying to get monetized, my dog and I. And if you enjoyed this video, think about watching either of these videos that's on the screen. Go out there and do something great.